see. All right. Reset. All right. Shalom, shalom, people. Because that's pretty much what we most need. Peace. Joy. I'm going to do this video real quick just to address the issue. The elephant in the room. The problem with y'all, most of y'all, is that you're actually thinking that there is some chance, some possibility that all this that the Father is doing, everything that's happening with the disease, with the fires and the riots, governments falling, and all of these things, you read the signs, right? And within yourself, you've actually chose to disregard that as the sign that it was meant to be for. The Father is judging right now. And you who know the word that heralds the day judgment comes. You know the sign. You've read it in the word. You will be counted guilty in the presence of the Father. Because this is the very parable of the car, the boat, and the helicopter you neglected, only to perish and have the Father tell you that I've sent you my signs. You read them. Why did you not believe? Why do you not believe? Why do you not believe? How much must my hand come down on you and you not believe me? I did so many tricks for you already. I brought you out of Egypt, right? I stayed the sun. So you're telling me that in those days, had you been amongst the crowd, you would not believe? Why is your heart not moved to full resolve in this? You understand what I'm saying? Why are you still questioning? Why are you still doubting? For the Father has put the feeling within your spirit and also made the evidence external for you. The evidence that was once spiritual has come to the very light. For in spirit, we've been feeling the day of judgment for a long time, haven't we? Guessing and saying when. But we've been doing this thing for a long time, and never once in all of our doings in guessing were things this bad. Children can't even go to school anymore. Why would the Father seek to stay the schools, lest the schools were doing something very wicked to children? Indoctrinating them into a society, a world that they keep away from the thought process of the Father. All the schools should be spiritual. They should teach spiritual things. For this is the most important thing. You teach them about a temporal world. Go out and be a carpenter, or do this and do that, and learn to work in this company and in that company. You know nothing about the spirit life. That's what schools should be for. And so the Father is fed up with you raising up his spirits that he trusted to this nature. That nature was meant to make that spirit pure. and show that spirit how to love and have a career of love. There should be one career in all the earth, and that's love. One occupation, one business, one job, love. And so y'all sitting up here not understanding the things that have been halted. California have a reason for having been done so. You see, you all are looking at this thing as judgment. I want you to, true enough, it's judgment, but here's what I want you to do. Look at it as a father's love for his people. If you reach out for snacks or for candy or for cake and you've eaten it too much, and the father who's concerned, he will, hit you on that hand and keep you back, right? And so he who looks at it as judgment sees only my father hit me. Why in the world would you hit me? And get upset and angry at the father saying, you hit me. But the heart of love looks and say, look at my father. He cares about me. Oh, it must be bad for me to eat all of this candy. So I trust you, Father. You see, that's the glass half full, and yet there's still room to be filled yet again. But you all are in an empty glass trying to look at the Father. An empty glass of judgment where bitterness has been poured in. Overflowing. Come on, bro. California. Here's the thing I want you all to see. There must be a breaking of pride and a humiliation of materialism. You understand what I'm saying? He who is material must be humiliated. He who is full of pride must be broken. And both are the same kind of breaking. You understand what I'm saying? He who is in selfhood must come to learn that he is nothing. For the nations must learn that they are but men who think they are God. These people are being your presidents who you voting in right now. They consider themselves to be gods. You understand what I'm saying? You do not understand the high pride that is in the people you vote for. They are antichrists over you, and you know it not. So California, the richest state, or most luxurious Hollywood, all you who feed the whole nation, really, the Father put a halt to that. You understand what I'm saying? And so you got men out there trying to fight the fires off by themselves just to save their material things. No, materialism. Your things must be stripped away from you so that your heart may be some type of way to hear the teachings that are coming. There are teachings coming to you all that are on spiritual levels now. You see, we're past idols and images, okay? And we're past churches and governments, okay? We're past all of that. We're into spiritual now. For this is the spiritual age, and this is me doing my effort to put in work for that age. We all must put in work for the spirit right now, and show people the concepts, not the intellect, not the history, the book knowledge or the history. You understand what I'm saying? But the spirit. You see, a lot of y'all might say a lot of things about me not using books and things of that nature, which eventually I will, because that's in the plan. That's in the future, in the plan. And in some natures, you will see me use information to give you the intellect as to how I even come to the way that I tell you things, or the way that I speak, the things that the Father has caused me to read and understand and teach. And so he speaks, because I'm only telling you what I've read and learned. And so if I can help you all get there and give you knowledge and things of that nature, I'm going to put in work to do that. That's what I dedicate my life to right there. It's to sharing the word of God with you all. I'm talking about on the spiritual level. And so California, high in materialism. I think, if I'm not mistaken, California, you may be the most material state in all of the United States, if I'm not mistaken. You and your Las Vegas and Hollywood and all of these things that you got going. Well, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Hollywood and everything. So you all with your materialism, family, it must be stripped. You who have lost your things, understand that though it may hurt, because you will cry, you will hurt. Lost so much that even your insurance won't be able to cover that. You see, the want is growing. It is about to be very high. You understand what I'm saying? And when materialism is taken away, want. You want only because you want materially. That's the reason why everybody is going to be in want, because they want that material they can no longer have. Because that's what's feeding every single sin. You understand what I'm saying? Materialism. Every single sin. You see them when they get their money, they become stars and things of that nature, and they buy lavish houses and cars and all of these materials. You understand what I'm saying? The thing that feeds sin, the only thing feeding sin is material, matter. There is nothing else to feed sin. And when that's taken off, sin is fed no more. And so it will hunger. The hunger of sin will cause great chaos in the earth. You understand what I'm saying? When men finally realize they can't get what they need. But those who are living spiritually will get all that they need. The Father promises great streams of living water and sustenance to eat. Even through these trying times. That's what's going to make you all see that they are different from you. Because if you live in this world, this carnal world, you must live materially and receive materially. You understand? Because you aspire materially. You feel me? But those who have learned the Spirit have gone through their hardships in this world because they see spiritually. And so they conflict with every path that they try to take in the Spirit. And so turmoil shakes them up and thrusts them out, because they cannot go into that spiritual direction because their spirit won't let them. And so the Father has hurt their heart. The elect's heart have been hurt in this world already. And so it's now, in order to hurt the heart of the wicked, the Most High must do it on a vast material level. Because you all have so many different things that if he hurts you in this one material, you'll go and replace it with another and nothing will be solved. And so matter must be taken away. Your materials must be gone in order for your spirit to work. And so, your pride, that is the reason why he must do it on a great, vast level. You must be greatly humiliated in your pride. Greatly humiliated in your pride. You understand what I'm saying? In your arrogance, right? And so all these nations are going through. You see, they got 2 tornadoes heading this way. All in one single setting. Brand new thing. You see, the Most High figure that since y'all don't believe me when I send 1 tornado, okay, I'm going to try to send 2 tornadoes. And if you don't believe me then, I'm going to send 3 and 4 and 5. As a matter of fact, no. How he does it, he doubles up every time. So from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, and 4 to 8, so on and so forth. This is the nature of what's getting ready to happen. As long as you all do not believe these small things that are happening to you, great things must follow. That is the nature of your judgment that's happening to you right now, which is the same nature of the judgment that happened to the children of Israel. It is now happening to you all living in your material world. For those that are living in spirit are starting to feel the blessings already. I guarantee you, they're starting to feel the blessings already, because I myself, I know I feel them. And if I feel them, I know that there are thousands who have not bowed their knee to Baal, and that the Father are blessing and showing them the way. You understand what I'm saying? In the spirit. And so as high as their spirit is exalted, their surroundings must also be exalted, that they might bring glory to the Father at their exalted level. And so they grow, and they grow eternally, living eternally for the eternal life, which is love. In love, by love, through love. You understand what I'm saying? Look at every single judgment that's happening. You schools, you can't indoctrinate children anymore. You can't share your ideas like you used to. You can't have you sent in abominations in the school, and a lot of y'all know what I mean when I say that. To read books to the kids. You were going that direction until the Father had to put that to a halt. And so the more you try to insist on passing through the fire, you will be singed. For many people, for the scripture has written that there will be a great light that shines, that those who see the light shining, some will perish. And some of y'all are going to try to walk straight through that light, but you ain't going to happen. Not at all. Family. Everything that's going on, the tornadoes. You see, the four elements are announcing that this is a new era. Because that's what their purpose is. They go together and they announce that a new era has come through great a shaking up of the world. They will announce it, that a new era has come. And so how they do it is that they wipe away the old era so that the new may take place and be established. And the ones who start the new era are always the spiritual ones, the ones who make it through, like Noah. You understand what I'm saying? The wicked will not pass the threshold of the new era. That's why y'all got to get right quick before the new era is solidified. And that solidification is after the fire. Let your pride be broken, because it must be broken, that you may come to a humble heart. Let your materials be stripped away, that you may see the Spirit and realize what's going on. Because a lot of y'all think a lot of y'all saving up all y'all matter and y'all materials and your food and everything. But I'm going to tell you like this. You can survive like that in the material world, but you can't survive like that in the spiritual world. Y'all gonna have to entreat the Father, learn of Him, study and understand and know Him, and live the life He set forth for you in love, which is love. But a lot of y'all don't believe it. That was one point where I couldn't see how a society could survive without that paper monetary thing we got going on here. Without the dollar. How will we transact, or how will we earn, and things of that nature? But I guarantee you, the trading of goods, as written in the scriptures, was originally a trading of goods. No middleman. So remove that middleman, and we're getting ready to get to the Father. You understand what I'm saying? For we're going to start realizing and seeing that He is the one that's been blessing us and keeping us away from this destruction that is to come. And still holding out His arms stretched out still for you. You don't believe it. This ain't it for you, huh? Go ahead and remain that way. For if you don't believe, let you continue on not believing. Still. And I promise you, you're going to miss the mark, and you're going to hurt, you're going to hurt, you're going to hurt. You think any pain that has ever been felt in all of this live-long existence, this temporal existence, right? For this short time has been anything compared to the hurt and the pain that you all are about to feel through the judgment. Think of your worst hurt in all of your life. That's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. That's not a scratch of the scratch on the surface of a thing, compared to what you're getting ready to feel, family. You all don't fear the Father. And so that through that fear, you come to love the Father. And through that love, you come to work to glorify his name. And in that work, you are blessed eternal. The Father always sets a divine and prosperous plan for his child, his son, his daughter. He doesn't want you to fail. He wants you to be prosperous. But you all turn his prosperity, his plan for you, into nothing. If you all would only know, you all promised him to do your good before you even got to this earth. You gave him your word as a spirit that was put and thrust from him into this world. You already gave him your word that you would love. That's why he demands it of you. How did you give him your word? But for the simple fact that you came from love. Love is your very essence. You understand what I'm saying? And in your essence is a promise. And that promise is to love. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all don't see this? We are in judgment right now, family. And look at everything that's happening, and I guarantee you, you will find a father's rod behind it, full of love, for the sake of each and every one to turn around. For all nations, every tongue will confess. For that sake, all of this is happening. That you all respect him. Father, stop living your lives in vanity like what you're doing right now. Vanity is being wiped away. All of this is to wipe away materialism, pride, and vanity. And sin, selfhood. There's only one Father of the Spirit, and every spirit should turn to that one. That is your essence. That is your inheritance. For how many spirits go around the throne of the Father only to see a new beauty every time they come around? Family, come on, bruh. Stop missing the mark. Stop letting every day pass by. Get up and work. You understand what I'm saying? Get in and work. How about that? Within yourself. Work within yourself. No one ought to do a single thing until they've overcome all the sin within themselves. Brother Naya, that is impossible. Then the Father would have never told you to do so. The Father would never tell the Son to leap into his arms if the Father wasn't sure he would catch him. And so all of y'all continue on your sin and continue to give, say, I give it unto the hands of the Father, but you never seek or aim to change. You see, that changing or that transmutation of your sin into purity will teach you so much about the Spirit. That's how I learned. And I'm still working to overcome, of course. Always will be. You are. This is an eternal journey to seek to overcome that which you feel is weak or less, or that which you know the Spirit can do that's greater. You see, rather than look at the less, look at the greater and continue to chase after the greater. And so you will know that it is the less, but you will look back and see that every less was a journey and every greater was an advance that you took with your spirit. We've been learning how to feed the flesh and the body for all this time, but we know not how to feed the spirit with love and faith beyond measure. Isn't faith the thing that grows? Faith is not only the thing that grows, but it is its own water. It sustains itself. It is its own food. Faith is its own food. Faith is its own water. Love is its own food. Love is its own water within you that causes the love within you to grow. To grow your love. Don't I, in order to get strong, don't I have to work out? You understand what I'm saying? And so if I want to do the thing better, I work out in that thing. And so to love better, work out in your love, work out in your faith, work out in your resolve in the Father. You understand what I'm saying? Work out in your wisdom, in your knowledge, in your truth, in understanding, in your seeing in the Spirit. Work that out. This is man's life journey while you're here, even though here isn't sufficient enough to give you the vast amount of knowledge ready for you to be given to you even hereafter. And so you continue to chase and excel higher and higher in the Father to greater and greater understandings. Yet all y'all want is this material. You excel and you do the same thing in the material, and you go higher and higher and get more and more properties, yet you're nowhere near satisfied. And so doesn't that teach you that material isn't going to solidify or satisfy man? For how is it that he who is rich isn't as happy as he who is sometimes poor? And vice versa. The only thing that truly satisfies and makes you happy is to aim in the spirit for the spirit. There is an inner spirit that is perfect, the image of the Father within you, unique, that you must cater your life to, live for, within you, telling you how high and how perfect the Father is. You know, and that seeing him in perfection is going to do nothing but grow to higher and higher and vast and greater perfections all over the world and universe. You understand what I'm saying? For he is in all things, and you see him in all things, and you say, I saw the Father here one way, and I see him the same way, but I have a higher wisdom and understanding of it here. And I see him in this aloe tree, this lemon tree, this rubber tree that I got here, this plum tree that I have here. I see him everywhere, in the grass, in the sun, in the clouds. He put it all there for my good. And when I see that good, I learn that good is my knowledge. And so I learn why he did the good, for what reason he did the good, and how that good caused good in this thing that for which he did it. And so when you do a thing, it must be beneficial to the one you did it for, with no regard for self. Why? Because there's enough good going around to regard you already as it is, rather than for you to add on to that good and try to give good to yourself. When you do that, when you try to add more good than the good that the Father gives, it's an insult to his good. Because you insist it isn't enough. And that's where you get materialism, right? Materialism is a slap in the face of the Father who has done good enough for you and gave you a way to live. You are all choosing to live in a material way and not in a spiritual way. And I guarantee you, if you live in the spiritual, the material is going to follow. And so the material is going to get greater, yet at a slower pace than the spirit, but it is going to get greater as the spirit grows, because in order to accommodate the spiritual lessons that we are receiving, in order to reach higher lessons, we must enact the understandings and the wisdoms that we learn to reach the higher wisdoms and continue to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow eternally. And we're living in happiness, frolicking and loving and playing in the Father. For the whole universe is the body of God. Y'all hear me say a lot of times that the Father is in you. That's good for a certain type of understanding, right? So that you can start looking within yourself and understanding yourself and learning yourself and things like that. And you see how well connected you are to the Father, only to learn that, yeah, he is in you, true. But you, the greater truth is that you are in him. The whole universe cannot contain him, therefore it is in him. It's not to say that the universe is the body, but the universe is more so expanding body, eternal, in order to accommodate all the thoughts of God. The material thoughts of God. The manifesting thoughts, because that's all material is. It's a manifestation. That which the Father is pleased to have manifest must be accommodated in what we call the whole universe. Family, don't miss out y'all's really loving pennies compared to the vast wealth that the Father has in all of the universe. Y'all really loving pennies, and yet you still seek to go traverse the universe to what? Conquer the moon, right? Mars, right? Y'all out your minds, man. You're not going to get a thing that the Father is not going to let you have because it's going to hinder you. It's going to hinder you. And in this way, you may think you are not blessed when you don't receive the thing you want, but I promise you, it is more of a blessing to not give you that thing, because having received it, you will fall into what we call materialism, and you will begin to exalt that thing more than you do your brother, which is the same as exalting that thing more than God. Y'all can't get near the Father. If he was hungry, he wouldn't even tell you. If he thirst, he wouldn't say, my son, get me water. He needs nothing from you, man. Out of himself does he sustain himself. He's eternal and infinite, family. We have the ability to sustain ourselves from within as well. But a lot of y'all squander your power again away. And you don't store up the power of God. And yet y'all squander it away, right? And you don't learn and increase in it. Sad, man. But I'm going to tell you this. The Father has been having pity on you all for a long time. And at this point, his pity, I'll say it's even greater. Or it's showing forth its greatness that it has already been. For your sake. You understand me? For his pity has been at this level for the longest. But yet he has not dealt with you as according to your sins. For a grace period. For the sake of mercy. That you all may, in your pace. Because he's very patient. See, the Father is the only one that's being patient with you right now. Truly. But you know not the reason why his patience endures. For you. Giving you time to get right. And y'all don't believe it. See, preachers have already told you that the time of the end has already come. Many times you've already heard it from man's mouth. And now he's trying to tell you in spirit, right? Shaking up your whole world, but yet y'all don't believe. And here I am. I actually read the scriptures in Revelations, and it dawned on me. After all of this stuff, even through 7 bowls, 7 trumpets, 7 this, 7 that, through all of that y'all went through, that are going to go through, that's going to hurt you, even some of y'all will still remain unrepentive to the end. To the very last cup is poured out on you and you're all alone. Only then will you all actually finally believe. You see, while you can chase and climb up the ladder of eternal life, when you reach that fiery pit, it's going to take so long and so many eons and eons for your spirit to be purified. If that. Y'all giving y'all spirit away, bruh. To materialism. And y'all hurting each other out there for materialism, right? I'm going to tell you the true money that is the root of all evil. Materialism. Because money is a material thing, isn't it not? And so it's not just, don't just look at a dollar. No, look at that car you got. That's just money in a different form. Look at all those houses you got. While your brothers are out there hungry and starving and all of these things, that's just money in a different form, right? And so you think that if one day, every now and again, you give 1,000 here or 1,000,000 there or whatever there, That the Father is pleased with your blessing when your heart is yet still calloused in materialism. You will not, your blessing will not be received. For you give the Father something that you actually think. You give him what's already his. Come on. You give him what's already his. And he wants only you, because the only thing he gave you is you. And the only way to give that to him is to love. And the only way to love him is to love one another. That's the one and only commandment. Love. One only commandment. Love. Above all commandments. Love. Boil, take every, you may have 5 commandments here, 10 commandments there, 3 commandments here, or 613 commandments there. You may have 1,000 and somewhat commandments here out of the Testament. Take them all. One, love. Your very essence. You see love as just an idea, but it's more than that. I'm telling you, it's more tangible than the materials that you have. If y'all would but see beyond that, to do so, it must be taken away from you. This won't stop until you all are broken. This will not stop until all your matter has been lost all its value. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's all money. This will not stop. You must pass through this crucible. And yeah, out of fear for losing all of these things, you're gonna destroy, you're gonna hurt, you're gonna do all of these things in the world, right? Because you're a little baby, and you're gonna cry and pant and woohoo, boohoo all over, because your materialism is being taken away from you, and then your pride, your power is being taken away from you, right? Your order, your leadership, your heights, your exaltations, your stature, it's all being stripped away from you. I did a video once already telling you that we all must become all of the wealth that you all have. It's all going to be on leveled ground, playing ground, right? You all are going to lose it all, right? And you all are going to be leveled ground with the poor. And you thought I was just talking about your money? Come on. I'm talking about all your matter. Every bit of it that you put value in is money. Anything material that you put value in is money. For value belongs to God and to the Most High alone. You understand what I'm saying? For he is the only one truly valuable and the only one truly good. And he brings value to all things, brings good to all things, through all things. Don't miss the mark, family. Now is the time. Take the hint. Listen to creation. Listen to pandemics. Listen to judgment. And know that this is a new era that we're ushering or being ushered into right now. Let it move you. Let it change you. Let it stir you up. Let it cause you to fear the Most High. But I'm going to tell you like this, that fear will remain fear if you seek not. How can you fear when you believe more? You understand what I'm saying? And so if you believe, you will love more. Family, hear my words. This is the time. The spirit kingdom is coming. It is already here. Men are already moved within their spirits to usher in a new age. They're moved in their spirit in wickedness or in righteousness. Whatever their essence they've chose to be, other than love, they will become according to that very essence, and look it and feel it and taste it, and they're going to want it so much, but yet no material will be around to sustain your sin. No one will be around to sustain your lust. Y'all damn near can't be by each other now already as it is. And y'all don't take the hint. Because all you see is yourself is self. If you saw us as a whole and how the health of man is universally, you will understand what the Father is doing, because he sees us all, though we are many, as one. And so he's going to act right now in the day of judgment as one, while he already knows that in the midst thereof, in the midst of fire, purification happens, which means that there are sons out there who have the purifying cup of wisdom that will cause people to transmute their materialism to spiritualism. And that's what they know already. Before it's too late, they already know that that's their occupation. They must become pure themselves in order to purify. That's what happens in the fire. That which is impure becomes pure. That's how gold is tried, right? And so, family, you elect, stand up and, I'll say this, stand up and teach, but not until you're ready. For the Father is very patient and he's waiting on you to get the understanding. For the understanding is what allows you to go. When you understand and you know that there are things written in the scriptures that will hold you accountable for not doing. And so this causes you to go. Realizing and recollecting on that will make you have to go, because you know you believe. And if you do not, if you you know that if you do not do, you can't say you truly believe. If you do not do, you can't say you've truly repented. Family, if you do not go, you cannot declare I have faith. Faith is a doing kind of thing, a verb that requires manifestation, not of material, but of spiritual unctions from the Father within you. So, reading right now should be the most important thing for you. Seek out the wisdom of the ancients. I guarantee you there's more than just the word of the book we call Bible. For the word of God is wisdom in all things. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of y'all look to a single book but neglect to see the wisdom in the skies, in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars. The wisdom in all of the plants that are around you. The wisdom in your brother right next to you. And so you don't know how to feed off of wisdom everywhere you go. Even the wisdom in the one that did wrong. You don't know how to seek out the wisdom in that, so as to teach you and to give you opportunities to experience it. Refusing the sin, overcoming the temptation, right? You need that experience. You all need experience overcoming. Experience becoming dead to sin. You need that experience in order to give it to your brothers and your sisters. What's up? What's up? So, the thing you ought to be doing, because only with wisdom do you even know what to do. For wisdom is an instructor. Yes. Wisdom is an instructor. Well, when you've read the word of God or the commandments of the Most High, in the moment that, I'm going to tell you like this, the moment you read it, regardless, you can never forget it. So that is why your spirit feels some type of way when you stand in the moment. This sin is nigh you. It feels, you feel me? Bad. And so you all must learn to overcome. You all must learn to do, so that you may have experience that you can always look back on and say, I'm able to do that. I can do that. I did it once before. I could do it again. Like the man who ran the 4-minute mile. You can do it again. In fact, even better. Family. All I'm saying is this. We're in the spiritual kingdom. Look at your judgments. Understand that your judgments are doing a spiritual thing. Every one of them. None are vain. None are vain. If you think anyone is vain, then you're in error. None are vain. His word is going out and doing exactly what he set it forth to do. Do you not see? Do you not see? He sets it forth to do that exact thing. So you get 1,000 lightning strikes to achieve the one goal, because they all run out and rush to do his will. Except for you. For the lightnings are rushing to do the will of the Father more than you. The things you look down on and consider pitiful, right? These creatures are these things that you consider nothing, right? Less in wisdom. They rush more to do the will of God than you. Air is doing more than you. Sun is always doing more than you. Yet when Son of Man does wisdom, even the sun marvels. The S-U-N, the air marvels at the wisdom that the Son of the Most High. All the angels applaud at your uprising, right? Because that's all they want. That's all they are instructed to cause. For they desire to do the will of God. Because they know that it is their food, it is their drink, it is their livelihood, their eternity. To do the will of the Father is your eternity. And so they may seem not to consider what they do and how they do, but I guarantee you what they do is exactly what the Father set forth for them to do. Except for you. You are stuck in the materialism they create. Open up your eyes, people of God. Lost souls, lost sheep, every single one of you. Open your eyes and see. Spiritual judgment is happening right now. You all are looking for a material judgment, but I promise you, Revelations is about your spiritual judgment. I guarantee you that's happening right now. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to lose your spirit, your soul, in this crucible we are in? Or are you going to rise up and learn to cultivate and feed and grow your spirit and do the will of your Father? And right now his will is that you overcome your materialism, you overcome your lusts, your vanities, your pride, all of the wicked and evil spirits within you. You must work to overcome them. You understand what I'm saying? You must work to overcome them. And once you've overcome them, because they do have a number, you will only see perfection that you must reach. And in your reaching, you will find out that your perfection is still wanting and wanting and wanting. And yet the Father has so much perfection enough to fill your aspirations, your desires, your ambitions in him. We've been so ambitious in this world and in our materialism, but lack to have ambition, true ambition, soul ambition in him. Family, don't let this opportunity pass you by. Please. Peace and blessings.